And welcome back to the show. You're listening to AM Ocala Live, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, 10 minutes before the top of the 9 o'clock hour. As we're moving right along with our Tuesday show. And with that being said, now in the studio, we have Republican candidate for County Commission, Craig Curry, in the studio with us. Good morning, sir. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, Adam. Thank you.
Good to have you in the studio. And as we have you in here, is to talk a little bit about your campaign. And obviously, it's getting close to voting time, so I figured I'd let you roll with it and kind of get into what you wanted to talk about.
Well, I appreciate it very much. Thanks for having me on the show. You know, the voting is in full tilt now. Early voting is going strong, and it's 1 week from today. So I filed to run on March the 4th of 2019.
Yeah.
So
it feels like 5 years ago.
It's been a long haul.
Yeah.
So kind of looking forward to the end next Tuesday, one way or the other. But I think at this point, people are trying to differentiate between the candidates.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's three candidates running in my race, and this, incidentally, this is an open election. It's kind of unusual. Nobody blocked it. Which means that only Republicans would have been able to vote. So at this point, being an open election, all voters can vote in our race,
Mm-hmm.
Democrats, Independents, and Republicans. So it's important for everybody to get out there. I didn't block it because I wanted to be elected by all of the voters and not just the Republicans. And so anyway, some of the differences I think that differentiate me from the other two candidates is my experience. And it's important for the voters to realize that if you look at the 5 county commissioners as CEOs running a business in excess of $500 million with over 1,600 employees that they're responsible for, this is a huge decision.
Mm-hmm.
People look at an isolated issue here and there, but it's the business aspect of running the county and making sure that services are provided on a day-to-day and a reasonably priced basis that's important. But I think, number one, I have political experience. I've been elected to 2 local offices. The other 2 candidates have no elected experience. One was I was elected mayor of Ocala, which is in charge of the police department administratively. I think there's, at this point, 5 living mayors historically for Ocala.
Yeah.
You have a veto power, which can be very important. It's not used that often, but you can see that Mayor Gwynn just recently vetoed the mask ordinance, and we'll see what happens if that's overridden or not. What happens in that situation is it goes back to the city council, and if they get a supermajority of 4 out of the 5 to override the veto, then the veto is overridden. It's done. And I was the chief ceremonial officer for the city of Ocala, pushed out front on a regular basis for speeches and greeting and meeting people and giving people a key to the city. Also, on a separate election, I was elected to the city council and served as president of the city council for 18 months. The real important thing of being president of the council, not just you signed all the official documents for the city, but you have the last vote. So a lot of votes come to the president 2-2, and in essence, you have 100% of the vote at that point. So you have to be on your toes all the time. So the political aspect, I think, is very important because I can hit the road running. I've been there. I've been under the pressure of zoning changes and know that mindset. The second differential is I'm the only candidate with any formal education. I have a business degree from the University of Florida, and I also have a minor in economics. I think another area is my strong business background. I had an independent insurance agency for 36 years, 36 employees. I made payrolls. We went through 5 recessions, and I didn't miss a payroll. In some cases, I reduced my own salary, so I didn't have to lay employees off. But all of my money every bit of it, retirement, you name it, has come from the private sector right here in Ocala. So I think that's a strong thing. One other thing that I'm proud of is that I have been on the SunTrust Board of Directors for North Central Florida, meaning Gainesville, Ocala, and Jacksonville, for over 20 years. Of course, SunTrust just merged with BB&T, and the new name of that organization is Truist, and I'm still on the board of that. I'm financially independent. I retired in 2012. A lot of people run for this job for the money. It pays about $84,000. I'm not in that position. So I think that is sort of a unique position to be in. And I can be independent. I'm not tied to a situation where I want to make sure I make the vote that is the most politically feasible so I can get reelected. I want to make votes and do things that are the best for the community, not necessarily the best for my political career. I have a FICA score of 836, the last one that I looked at, so individually pretty strong financially. The current boards that I'm on, I am president of the Fort King Heritage Association, as you are very familiar with. We've been at a couple of times on that one.
That's right.
Vets Helping Vets. I'm a United States Army veteran, spent 6 years in the military, and the Public Policy Institute located in the college, where the last study we did was on homelessness, and we rendered that study to the city and county, and they are in the process of living through that study. So I have the time. I think I have the leadership skills. I've been president of 14 organizations over the last 40 years here in Marion County. So never wanted to live anywhere else other than go to school and go in the military for a little bit. Came back, raised my 3 daughters, made my living, retired. I still think I have a lot to offer, a lot of history in this old mind of mine, so looking forward to this.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you with that resume, which is substantial. Why county commission?
Well, I've done most everything else. I've been on city council. I've been mayor. My family has a history of the county commission. In 1844, I don't know how many greats that is, but I had a grandfather that was one of the original county commissioners. And then my father was a county commissioner in the late 60s and early 70s. And I just see the need. I see, I could go play golf and I could travel, and I've done that. But I just see that I have a lot of information I think I can bring to the table to help the process. Absolutely, partner. As we're making our way towards the top of the 9 o'clock hour, a lot of good stuff there to have them be filled in on who you are and just what you've done. I was going to say, is there any other place where you can find more information about you, or a website or social media? Yeah, the website is craigcurry2020.com, and that'd probably be the best one. And all of my mailers, all the information I put out, I put my personal cell phone.
Yeah. People
are very surprised when they call and they get me rather than a campaign helper. But that number is 352-572-8938.
Excellent. Republican candidate for County Commission, Craig Curry. Thank you for the time, partner. We appreciate that. WOCA Ocala, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, making our way to the 9 o'clock hour. Stay tuned. Up next, your Farmer Ranch headlines, followed by, with your Tuesday, Master Gardener, Carol Ann Baldwin. He'll be in the studio here as we say, stay tuned. We'll be right back. WOCA Ocala.
I'm Pam Puso. As negotiations stall in Congress on the next coronavirus relief package, President Trump is hinting more executive action could be coming.
We're looking very seriously at a capital gains tax cut and also at an income tax cut for middle income families.
The president's orders are expected to face legal challenges. A setback in New Zealand where 4 new cases of the coronavirus have been found. The country had gone more than 100 days without a new infection. Meantime, in Russia, a vaccine, says President Vladimir Putin.
He says it's been tested and registered for use, and he's saying one of his 2 daughters has already gotten a shot of it and is feeling fine.
Fox's Jill Nato, the vaccine has not undergone large-scale testing. America's listening to Fox News.
Finding the next job is a big job, and that part of what you do is a little tough right now. Because of that,